Welcome, everybody, to the Idea Vault, where we reveal the ideas we've been sitting on, sometimes for, well, I was going to say years, but a year. That's for a year.
Yeah, I mean more than a year, 1.5 years.
1.5. I mean, some of these too, we haven't put in yet. Why are ceilings so ugly? That one's longer than a year.
Yeah.
I can say years. They're revealed now for all to see. So we also rate these ideas, and then we figure out like if we want to work on them in the future, if we want to write an article about them, and you'll kind of see that process. But for now, let's kick it off with price is a lonely number. I have been really excited about this one for quite a while. Yeah. So I think I got this one while reading Cheap by, oh, what is it? I forget who it's by. I also forget like the subtitle, but it's a book basically about, I don't know how to describe, about how things got to be so cheap and why that's oftentimes a problem. And so there's this really interesting point in the book where they say, like, would you rather have a free Hershey's Kiss or an expensive chocolate bar for 25 cents? And they've done this experiment, and most people pick the free Hershey's Kiss, even though the really expensive chocolate bar is a much better value. So the point of the book is basically that, like, we've boiled things down to cheap as the best, but we neglect value and quality. So, is it better to have a cheap couch for $10 than a really good value, than a really sturdy, long-lasting couch for $25? Like, probably the long-lasting couch if you're getting it for $25, right? But that's not necessarily how we think. Yeah. So there's solutions. Get source in here. Do you have any thoughts on this one, Neil?
I think an interesting connection would be the how often do you think of buying it app?
Yeah.
Because I know we've talked at times about adding, various prompts.
Oh.
So I guess, on one side you could have it, you use the how often do you think of buying it to reflect on the purchases, but then you could also use them to prompt, what is the value of this, and prompt people to think in other ways. It's a little bit hard with I think the chocolate bar case is really good for understanding this problem, although I think it's got limited runway, because I think it doesn't really matter if you in the long run, if you miss out on saving 75 cents to get a $1 chocolate bar for 25 cents. But if you buy a good backpacking backpack and it's $250,
Yep.
but it's got where that's that's an item that you might use the how often do you think of buying it app for. Yeah, I guess there's no real parsing between quality, because I think when we the inception of the how often do you think of buying it, it was that was when I was thinking about getting a Switch, right, where it was a specific item. I wasn't thinking of getting a gaming console.
Yeah. I think This is interesting. I think there's also, I forget, I had this Reddit link in here. Oh, never mind. I'm blocked from distractions. These are my many blockers to keep me focused on task. But it's kind of an interesting, a more humane label for supermarket goods. I think there's other things than cost, like how do they source their materials? Like, I don't know that Nintendo, Apple, or anyone does a good job of sourcing their metals, but if one of them was better than the other, I'd like to know that, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that factors in. I think like how long is it predicted to last could be an interesting one. Like adding that basically as a rating when you're doing your stars. But it's another interesting metric. This reminds me of noise. Like basically the question is, in what ways can we break down a purchasing decision and compare directly across categories?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, some stores are moving towards that where they, you know, give the cost per weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, yeah, like, you know, back to the kiss, the cost per weight is, you know, free per ounce, whereas the expensive chocolate bar is not free per ounce.
Yeah.
But you know, in that there's an implied limit that it's only one. And where does that meet, you know, limits? Or where in real life are there limits such as that?
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, like you can only get one? Like that's kind
Yeah.
of an artificial construct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit implied and artificial. Because if you go to the grocery store and, you know, a kiss is going to be cheaper than a candy bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can also, you know, and even if it's cheaper per ounce, you can buy as many kisses as you want. Hershey's Kisses.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good ad there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this deserves more thinking.
Yeah, I guess
I don't know that we have
I
a
don't know what
good-
the solution like.
That's
Is it a set of, you know, 3 questions that you ask yourself when you buy something, right? And go like a heuristics route, or is it you know, just slow the decision process down, right?
I mean, I think this is part of how often do you think about it? Honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's what it really is.
Yeah.
I don't know what category we'd put this in then. I don't know if we should rate it even.
No, it's a bud that gets rolled over into how often do you think of buying it?
But yeah, we're gonna have to, I want to make that really clear in some way. And I think this is current, if we look at current projects. Will be integrated here. Okay, I think that does it for us. Okay. How are we doing on time, Neil?
We've got halfway through.
Okay.
Scroll down to the middle. We want something crazy.
Legos into
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so oh, this yep. All right, good. I did link this. So one of my professors in Oregon he's had this idea for a long time. And he every once in a while pokes me to say, "Hey Jimmy, have you solved the problem yet?" And one day I found, I think this is in the realm of possible now. There's this app called Brickit app. Let's see if it's still surviving. It is. Here we go. You download it from the apps. Wow, this is really unspecific. See how it works. Yes, please. Instagram blocked. Thank you, past Jimmy. Well, basically what it does is I don't know what it does. Is there a media kit? Please actually show me what this thing does. Oh, okay. Well, maybe this will work. I think you scan your blocks and it shows you what you can build out of it. Maybe. Oh, here we go. Yep. You scan a bunch of Legos and you can figure out whether or not you can build what you want to out of it. So here's my idea is let's use that app to kind of Wizard of Oz this and have people send us their Legos and we can rebuild kits out of them and send them back. Yeah. It's a big concept, Neil.
Yeah.
Add from the Oregon extension is the source of this solution. Yeah. What do you think, Neil?
So I feel like the Bricket app is actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
Curious if it actually works. That seems like a pretty heavy lift, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But the value comes from like completed, like Lego, like not just can I build something, it's can I build, a Lego branded set that, I used to have and now it got all destroyed and I lost 3 of the pieces, but I don't even know which ones.
And that's where I think we come in is I don't want to do that myself. I love that that's possible, but I would so much rather in my head, I guess, send this to someone else to send me back a kit. Like I don't want to be the one sifting through here.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it'd also be interesting sort of to do the Bricket idea, but on a grander scale, right? Sort of the things that they showed were, 10 pieces, but you send in, 4,000 pieces, and then they send you back instructions for a 3,500 piece,
like cathedral.
Yeah, that's just, one of a kind.
Yeah. So we could also send back custom designs.
Yeah, like you create your own, or the service creates, unique instructions specifically for the Legos that were sent into them.
I have one question about this idea, which is, do we keep the excess Legos? I think that would make this super sustainable. All right, say a person sends in 4,000, we send back a 3,500 item kit.
I think it depends on the cost.
What do you mean? The cost of our service?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I'd just like to have lots of Legos, I guess. Maybe that's my thing. This reminds me very much of reusing candles.
Yeah.
Like this problem. Yeah. They don't burn down all the way and leave extra wax. Yeah. All right, you ready to rate it? Let me do a quick Okay. I'm ready.
Yeah, me too.
All right, fun.
2.
Yep. All right, let me do feasibility.
1.
Yep. I feel like we're slowly getting in sync. All right, expertise.
0.
I said 1. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a border one.
Yeah. I think that probably makes this a studio, right?
No, doesn't that make it a canvas? Oh, no, expertise. Yeah. Yep.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think this would be a fun one to try to do and write a studio about it. Kind of like a lab studio hybrid. Without the business part. Like I'm planning on downloading the Brickit app over Christmas or over Thanksgiving and just finding some Legos.
Yeah.
I'm actually satisfied with that as a studio though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing it would fail canvas.
I think it would. Yeah. Wow.
We have
really...
3 minutes.
I think this one is going to be speedy and I want it done. When a turd, this is, I'm Neil, you got to claim this one. This is a Neil.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah,
Neil
this is
special here.
Yeah.
I love the splashes uncomfortable. That touch just really makes this one for me. I actually think this is an interesting solution, Neil. Like this is poopery, you know those things that it's in a similar vein. It would have to break up over time though. You'd have to have could you have a second chemical that thins it out later? Like, because I worry about flushing that and clogging up all the pipes.
Yeah. Well, you could have just something that, is less dense than water. So it sits on the top. And then, right. And then it's just, increasing the surface tension.
Oh, yeah. Less dense than water.
Right. So you don't need to change the the viscosity of all the water.
That makes it okay for me. Are there any connections, Neil? Have we come up with ideas? Toilet, bathroom. Can you think of anything else to search?
No, this one's just unique.
I think you're correct. Let's rate out source. I need to really point out that this is I actually don't hate it, honestly.
And it's observation of the world.
Oh yes. Let's tag that as observation. So let's go to tags reference and put that in. I think we need like a source. Or thing. Observation. We came up with it while looking around. Okay. And then this is like stage, all that. Yep. Okay. So, are you ready?
Just a second. Okay.
All right, I got mine. All right. What do you say? Fun.
0.
Wow. Lower than even I thought. I put 1, so technically this has already failed. Feasibility.
think it's a 2.
Oh, you think it's a 2?
I think
Okay.
it's very easy to do.
It is. Really, there's no barrier to entry here. We could have this market cornered. Expertise.
Let's say 1.
I put 0. My chemistry professors would be disappointed. Honestly, this would be kind of a fun one to pick up one weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know that the testing process would be fun to do together, but we could independently test and come back.
Yeah.
But all in all, not our not now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our last not of the day, right?
Yep. Yep.
What a great one to end on.
Oh, always the best.
Really finishing strong, everybody. Thank you for joining us.